I am overcome
AEW
with
All In
joy.
2025 was a
My
little bit of a
panties have
success,
been
and now we've
creamed
got all the information, all the details,
and I
all
will
the
not sell
fallout
them.
from
I'm
All
just
Elite
kidding.
Wrestling's version
I'm just
of
kidding. I don't wear
WrestleMania.
panties. They're
Welcome
much
back,
fuller
guys, to the
cuts.
channel. It's Fog Wrestling, bringing you
Mercedes
quite a
Money,
lot of
thank you for
news
making
from
me a better wrestler and a better woman.
AEW all in.
And
So
for
we've
keeping
got
your
some
lips clean, all
injury
four of
news,
them.
got some
You
new
taste better.
signings, direction
When we meet
of
again, as I know we will,
championships. Tony
I cannot
Khan just doing
disappoint.
what Tony Khan does
Tony
and talking
Schiavone,
in riddles, talking
go fuck
nonsense.
yourself.
Got a
And to the fans,
flamboyant,
thank
got an
you.
unhinged
I don't know why it's called
press
lucky to you,
conference
but if
from
we
Tony
all had the
Storm,
chance, none of us would be
doing
here.
and saying things that only she possibly can. And believe it or not, I just found out that Mina Sharakiwa is 37 years old. Did not think she was that old. I mean, Jesus Christ, she's almost 40. What are they waiting for? Push her now. But it turns out she's actually just become the brand new Ring of Honor interim women's TV champion. Interim champion, not real champion. The Ring of Honor interim women's champion, TV champion. What's the point? I do not know. But let's start with Toni Storm. So she defeats Mercedes Moné. Thank you, Tony Cannon, I guess, for you're making the right call here. She then does one of her press conference, and I've seen a few people in the comments say this match was really good. I didn't see it. I fell asleep. My brother said it was shit. I'm not going to take his word for it, but I mean, who knows? I'll probably rewatch it myself at some time. But I do listen. I like Toni Storm. I think she's great, and I actually, despite the hate and criticism I sometimes might seem like I'm showing towards Mercedes, I actually think she's very talented, and for me, I believe that Mercedes Moné is the best member of the Horsewoman. So yeah, I'm sure it probably was a good match, not denying that. But Toni Storm then sits down for her press conference and she says the following quote: I am overcome with emotion. I am overcome with joy. My panties have been creamed with delight. I will not sell them. I'm just kidding. I don't wear panties. They are a much fuller cut. Mostly, I am humbled. And there are quite a lot of people I want to thank and quite a lot of people I'd like to tell to go fuck themselves. End of quote. Toni Storm just doing what Toni Storm does. Tony Khan looked a little bit uncomfortable during this entire thing. She then went through and gave a list of people that she wanted to thank, and she said the following about Mercedes Moné: "Thank you for making me a better wrestler and a better woman, and thank you for keeping all four of your lips clean. You taste great. When we meet again, and we will, I might not be so kind." End of quote. So basically suggesting here that she has locked lips with Mercedes Moné up and down, which is interesting. You know, just shit that you would never get in WWE. And I think if anyone else kind of came out and said this, it would really feel like cringy and shit. But it just fits Toni Storm's character so much, so I don't really mind it with her. She then told Tony Schiavone to, quote, go fuck yourself. I know it was you in the bathroom stall. End of quote. She then said to the fans, quote, thank you. I don't know why you support me, but if we all had good taste, none of us would be here. End of quote. Suggesting that if fans had good taste, they wouldn't be watching her, they wouldn't be at AEW. Tony Khan didn't really seem to know how to take that. I guess it kind of is burying Tony Khan and AEW in a sense, but in a fun way, I guess. She then said no comment about Tony Khan, told a bunch of people to go fuck themselves, called Luther a reliable, useless idiot, and she said she can always count on him not to be there when she needs her. Then she thanked some other people, told Wendy Richard to go fuck herself, and that she would put her in a head scissors and never let go. And then she told her own mother to go fuck herself, and that her imbalanced love and questionable parenting made her the person that she is today in this weekly coliseum of gay violence where she basically just beats up women and locks lips with them and all that shit. So then she picked up Moxley's wife Renee and carried her off the stage. So yeah, I thought it was an interesting press conference from Toni Storm. Shout out to Jojo Offerman, who is the late wife of Bray Wyatt. So there is that. She was at AEW. She performed a song just before we seen what's his name, Swerve Strickland come out. So is that her going to be maybe featuring more in AEW? Is it one time only? Don't really know, but anyway, cool to see her, I guess. And it's actually got a good voice. I didn't know she could sing, or at least I didn't know she could sing that well. But yeah, I mean, she actually, honestly, I thought she sung better than a lot of the live performances that we see in these companies. A lot of times, the AEW, WWE, they will get like bands to come in or performers to come in, or even people doing the whole national anthem, and just doesn't. Some of them don't sound that good, but I actually thought JoJo sounded pretty good. So congratulations to her. Right, we then have some. Well, let's talk about Cope. So Cope comes out. Cope saves Christian. He then tells Christian to go fuck himself. Looks like Christian is no longer in the patriarchy. I would imagine that the patriarchy now is abandoned due to Christian no longer being in it. Obviously, Cope wants revenge on FTR. Will we see Christian and Cope turn up, the reunion of Edge and Christian? I'd like to see it. I think we could see it. Some people saying that they don't want Christian to turn face and that Edge won't turn heel. Why can't they team up and just stay the way they are? Christian can be a heel. Edge can be a face. I think that could give us a really good dynamic between the two, and they could have a great run in the tag team division, which would hopefully end in them becoming tag team champions. Honestly, I think that the promo work and what that we could see from these two guys, I think it would be great. So yeah, I'm all for Edge and Christian, or Christian Cage and Cope. I'm all for seeing them team up and get together. So that would be great, right? Tony Khan then talked a little bit. He talked about the gate. He said that it already passed 2.5 million, and that it's the highest gate that AEW has ever had in America, which I believe it is. He said, quote, "Our most lucrative, the most fans we've ever had in America, our biggest gate, close to 30,000. So, yeah, 30,000 people, close to that at least. And he reckons that they will have made over $3 million from that gate, which I guess is pretty good. Right, regarding the unification match, it was the Continental and the International. Now, they've been unified, and now we have a unified title. Now, I don't know if the Continental and the International are going to stay, or if they're just being made redundant. I'm not too sure about that. He didn't really explain that, but I think that's what's happening. But because of the dodgy finish, this is what Tony Khan had to say. He said, "In this case, the referee had no way of knowing who pulled them out of the ring or who did anything after Callis incapacitated them. If we had been under Continental rules, I would have fired you for that. Going forward, as the unified champion, the prevailing rules will be the Continental rules, so there will never be outside interference ever again in a unified championship match. Now that the Continental rules apply, the Continental champion winning." End of quote. So, a bit of a mouthful for Tony Khan. I believe what he basically is saying that this match was if this match was contested under Continental rules, then Don Callis would have been fired because he got involved. But because the Continental champion won and not the International champion, the now unified championship is going to be contested under the Continental rules. So basically, it's becoming the Continental championship, and I think the lineage of the Continental championship will probably now take over, and that will be the new unified championship, if that makes sense. And going forward, the unified championship will be contested under Continental rules. So that's what it seems like to me at the end of the day. Is this the correct decision? I think there's too many belts in AEW, so if Tony Khan's going to get rid of one, it makes sense. Then he spoke about the Casino Gauntlet winners. He said, quote, "I will be giving more clarity to that on the TV shows. Last year, cashing in was the format. It's been treated differently different times. I'm going to sit with the winners, sit with the champions, sit with the schedule, and I'm going to put some real thought into when I'm going to make those announcements. I think there is a cadence that makes a lot of sense for this. It would be safe to say that the challengers have earned some say into when these things can be cashed in, so I will be making these announcements very soon." End of quote. I don't know what he's talking about, like schedule, sit with the champions, sit with the winners. Everyone should be turning up to every show. This is crazy. What's it, talking about schedules and champion schedules and the winner schedules, the challenger schedules. Everyone should be available for every Dynamite, every Collision, every pay-per-view. I don't see why wrestling's changed. Back in the day, they worked more dates, they worked more house shows, and everyone was available. Everybody was on every show. And now, all of a sudden, it seems like Tony Khan and WWE, they have to work around people's schedules. That's embarrassing for me. To me, if you want to be in the company, make yourself available for every show. If you're a champion or if you've got this casino gauntlet winner, the least you can do is have full time availability. It's still wrestling's a good gig where you don't. It's not like you have to clock in. You get a really good life. You get paid good. You get to travel the world. Making yourself available for a couple of shows a week, it's not too hard. But for some reason, these people struggle to do it. Then he spoke on Red Velvet's injury, so she's currently injured. He said that she won't be out for years and years, but it is going to be a while. And now they've crowned a new Ring of Honor Women's TV Champion. That's going to be Mina Shawakiwa. And if she keeps defending that title, if she keeps retaining that title, then it will be Mina versus Red Velvet when she returns from injury. And he pointed out that it was the Ring of Honor World Champion that pinned the Ring of Honor Women's TV Champion in the Casino Gauntlet match. So yeah, Athena defeated Mina. Mina's 47 years old. I thought she was going to AEW to be on the AEW roster. Maybe it looks like she's going to be more a Ring of Honor person. So not too sure there, but Tony Khan, basically it looks like we're going to get Red Velvet versus Mina whenever she returns from injury. I don't know why a 37-year-old is being brought in to be the secondary Ring of Honor champion in the women's division. Like, how much longer is she going to go on? If you think she can be a big star, or if you think she can be one of the more popular women on your roster, why not just have her on Dynamite? Why not push her as a top female in the women's division? Why is she going for essentially the 4th tier title that Tony Khan can offer her? Because let's be honest, Ring of Honor is under AEW ownership. So essentially, if she's got she's not even got the real title. It's the interim title. She's got the interim Ring of Honor women's title. So essentially, she's running about as the interim champion for the 4th tier belt in AEW in the women's division. That's crazy. That's absolutely mental. Make it make sense. It honestly doesn't. And then he spoke about Adam Cole's injury and his AEW future. Tony Khan said the following. He said, quote, "I fully support his decision to take some time. I felt like the right thing to do would be to vacate the championship and give Adam Cole time off, but also give him time to talk to fans. Last night, when I was at the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor planning for the pay-per-view, we put everything in place for Adam Cole to defend the championship against Kyle Fletcher. Coming out of Collision, Adam Cole came back, we talked. He was definitely planning to be at the pay-per-view, and even yesterday we had talked. He had added, somewhere between last night and early this morning we talked, and he just wasn't feeling well. That is the unpredictable nature of some of these injuries, and it's really important that Adam Cole takes the right time to get right because he's a great figure in AEW. We talked last night and both of us immediately reached a conclusion that it makes a lot of sense when he was not feeling right to go out for this. He's one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the world. We both know it's not good. He doesn't feel very well. If he's not able to wrestle a championship match on the biggest show that AEW has ever done in North America, Adam Cole is a part of AEW, and hopefully he'll be here forever. I just don't know when the next time he'll be wrestling us. He's definitely still part of the team and the family." End of quote. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a lengthy period of time out for Adam Cole. At least it looks that way, especially with his speech and basically insinuating he could be retiring. Very upset, emotional, crying. I get it. It's a tough break. He's missing out on this big show. It's the WrestleMania of AEW. It was a big 30,000 stadium show. I'm sure he wanted to be involved, but at the same time, I think there could be more to this. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Cole's out for a very, very long period of time, and that sucks because nobody wants to see people get injured. So hopefully Adam Cole gets better soon. And although people were saying he looked sick for a while, so it could be something to do with that, I'm not entirely sure. Jim Ross also returned to the pay-per-view. He came back for the final 2 matches. I would have preferred to see Jim come back for the final 3 because Jim Ross makes Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm a better match, but is what it is. He only came out for the final 2. So yeah, that is it. Adam Copeland is back. He helped Christian. Toni Storm cuts a crazy post-conference promo. Mina Shirakiba is the Ring of Honor TV Women's Interim Champion. Adam Cole's going to be out for a period of time. Red Velvet's going to be out for a little bit as well. And yeah, we'll find more out about the winners of the Casino Battle Royal. And it looks like those matches are going to be scheduled rather than some sort of cash-in. match. So yeah, we'll see what happens with those. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.